Hi, it's Mike Lawson, and I just wanted to shoot this quick video. It was just something that came to mind that I wanted to share with you about engagement with customers in your business. And it's actually two things that I was thinking about this week. The first one was when we had our 3-year-old grandson around, and his father's girlfriend also brought her son, who's at 4 years old. So we were thinking of games that they could play in the garden, and we used to have some horses, and we have some of those horse feed buckets with handles, the rubber type, so they can't get broken by the horses. You see builders using them as well, I think. I used to play quite a bit of tennis, so I still had all my massive collection of tennis balls for doing loads of practice with. So I thought we'd set this game up of getting them to throw the balls into the basket. And so I set it fairly close to them, and they were actually quite good at it for 3-4 years old. I was quite impressed by the dexterity of them at that age. And me being a bit of having an obsession about progressing and improving things, I thought, okay, we'll move it a bit further away and then see how they do. And they tried it at first, and they got a couple in and so on. But then, as they realised it was just a bit too hard for them compared to what the previous stage was, they lost interest, and they wanted to wander off and go and do something else. And I didn't think anything more of it then. And then I was just thinking about the process of sales funnels and getting people into your business, and what point you start to sell products at what price point, and what you've given them free in terms of free content and so on. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly the same sort of thing, because if you make things too difficult for people coming into your sales funnel, they're just going to switch off. So if the price is too high, or you haven't given them enough free information to build up your rapport and things like that, it's not really going to work. You're not going to get the success, you're not going to get the engagement, you're not going to get people buying into what it is that you're doing and selling. And the other similar thing that I just came to mind this morning as well is it reminded me of the school practices when we were, sorry about the sun here, I'm just trying to block some of that out. When you're a PE teacher at school used to teach you high jump for the very first time, you'll probably recall that they didn't actually set the bar up about 6 feet off the ground and then say, there you are, try that. They've obviously got to get the engagement of the people in the class to keep them going through the lesson, so they set the bar low, don't they? So you make it quite easy, and you probably have a variety of people trying different approaches as to scissor kicks and all sorts of jumping forward over the bar and things like that. But bit by bit, the bar gets raised, and you get to develop your technique and things like that. And it's the same thing. If you set that bar too high and just consistently fail, you just think, well, I'm not going to achieve that. In fact, if you set it too high to start with, you're just not even going to try. You won't even bother running up to it. So it's exactly the same thing. You've got to bring in people into your business by giving them something they can actually see as being achievable. Even if you've got a bigger goal, like a big product for $1,000 or more, if you start them off at their low level and give them a low price product and build up that rapport and build up the engagement, then they're much more likely to be on board and to feel like buying that higher price product further on down. So just bear those points in mind when you're thinking about what you're selling to people, and don't pitch in straight in with a $2,000 product if they've never bought anything from you before. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to shoot that quick video this morning, just those things that came to mind as I was thinking about the funnel side of things. So I hope that's been of some help for you, and talk to you in the next video.